Okay, today we're going to learn how to make coils, which is a fundamental, it's one of the 3 fundamental techniques for ceramic hand building. First thing I'm going to do is open up my bag, just like we've been done before. I'm going to cut out a piece. I'm going to take this out, and again, I'm sealing this up. I keep telling you guys this all the time because it's super important. It's really dry in this room. If your wedging table has a lot of crusty old stuff from last week on it, you want to scrape that off first before you work your clay, because all of this dust right here will mess up the work that you're working on. This tool that I have is called a wooden rib tool. I'll have them out and available for you today. First thing I'm going to do is wedge my clay from last week. It's super soft and really nice because we soaked it over the weekend and it's awesome. I'm going to take a little bit of it and I'm going to put the rest of it away. Again, I never keep my clay out because in 10 minutes time it'll go from super awesome to too dry to work with. So here's my clay. This is about how much I have. I'm going to start by squeezing it and turning it and starting to make a snake. Okay? It's starting to make a snake. I'm going to then take it on my wedging table and I'm going to, with my fingers extended out like this, I'm pressing evenly and rolling it as far back and forth as I can, and I'm moving my fingers and moving my hands to where I'm going to press wherever the clay is thicker. My goal is to get one even piece, and I'm going to move this so you guys can see it, but I want one even 1/4 inch thick coil. Now I'm going to have to clean off my table over here. You guys can see I'm going to break this off. You can see what happens when you have dust from last week on here. We want to make sure we get that cleaned off. So make sure that the whole piece is moving together at the same rate. Otherwise, you're going to have one part of it get thicker and thinner than the other. So I constantly am moving my hands wide, rolling back and forth, and I'm making nice long strokes with my rolling. I am not doing this. When you do that, it actually flattens the clay out. You can see that it's not making a round tube. What has to happen is you have to roll far. You have to make as long of a roll as you can. Now, to put this together, it's really easy. You coil one part on top of itself. So I'm going to move this now a little bit closer. I start with a donut-shaped circle, and then I'm going to take another piece of it and I'm going to coil it on top, turning the piece. And I am forming it together there. Then I'm going to take another piece and do the same thing. You can already see that even in 2 minutes time, you can see my clay is starting to have a little bit of a crack to it right here. That's because the air, it's just so dry in this room that that's what's going to happen. So make sure you work quickly.